Do you think there'll be a Russian Federation there at all? Bob, what are you hearing on that front?
It's beginning to look like no. Beginning to look like no. I asked Thomas Bach in Sochi whether he was comfortable with the Olympic flame burning not just over Russia, but over Vladimir Putin's Russia. There was something about a whole Olympics in Sochi that I was uncomfortable with, beyond having pink eye. I was uncomfortable with it to begin with. There was just something about it that just didn't seem right. It's a country that's plagued by corruption. Not that other countries, our own included, don't have their own problems, but there was something about this that just didn't seem right to me. And now, barely 2 years after they were essentially in bed with Vladimir Putin and Russia, the IOC likely will ban the entire federation, including officials. That's what the push is. That's what the push from WADA is. That's what seems to be a building international consensus. We'll see, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happens.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if there are some athletes, some U.S. athletes, just like say, bring it. We'll beat you all doped up too. You know, I'm just wondering if there's a sense of competition even on that front, Bob. I understand
Maybe,
what that means, but.
Yeah, I can understand that, Rich, but I think what the growing feeling is in all of sports is that the clean athletes are fed up. I mean, you see the complete culture change in baseball, for example,
right,
where they all had this see no evil, hear no evil attitude. Even guys who should have known better in the 90s and at the turn of the 21st century, they all just took their cues from the Players Association. What? Move along. There's nothing to see here, even though it was obvious that the game was being corrupted. And now that's been turned completely around. And you hear players not bashful at all about calling for stricter penalties and more comprehensive testing. They want clean competition that's fair to those who want to compete on the up and up. And I think that most Olympians feel the same way. I'm not naive enough to believe that there won't be many people at the Olympics, not just those from the usual suspect nations, but many people at the Olympics who will be gaining some kind of unfair edge. It's just not possible to catch everybody. But I do think that the majority of Olympians would prefer that things were on the up and up.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.